Hello everyone, it's Captain Sensible here. So Mr. Smelly asked me to introduce this video for him. So today we're going to be having a look at some fragrances from Dua Fragrances, but it's alright, they're not copies, they're not exactly copies of any one fragrance, so that's alright then, isn't it? Anyway, now, I've had a bit of a bad week because, well, I don't know if I've told you, but recently I got divorced from my wife. We've split up now a few months back, and, well, I went to the toy shop the other day because it's my daughter's birthday, so I had to go and pay a weekly visit to spend the afternoon with her in McDonald's, and I had to buy her a birthday present, of course. So I know she likes Barbie dolls, so I went into this toy shop and I said to the manager, how much is a Barbie doll? And he says, well, we've got a few different ones. We've got Gym Barbie, that's $19.95. We've got Shopping Barbie, that's $19.95 as well. We've got the Beach Barbie, that's $19.95, and we've got the Divorced Barbie, that's £75. I said, why is the Divorced Barbie £75? And he said, well, the Divorced Barbie comes with Ken's car, Ken's house, and all his furniture.
Hello everyone, welcome back to all of you in the Smelly Army. So today we're going to be having a look at some new fragrances from the house of Dua Fragrances, and these are not clones, at least not in my opinion. One of them is an outright original creation, and the other two are a new thing that's happening in fragrances at the moment, which is the concept of hybrid fragrances, where they mix fragrances similar to two other popular niche ones that are popular to blend and make you a ready-made mix of them. Other clone companies are doing the same thing, and the two that I've got here from Dua are really, really nice. I'm excited to share these with you. Let me know what you think about this new concept in the comments below. Before we get into the main video then, don't forget, if you'd like to join up to my Smelly Army private members club over on Patreon, you get an extra video from me every week plus more, and we're building a lovely community in there too. It's just $2 a month to join. There's a link in the description. I would love to see you in there. So let's get stuck into the video then. So Dua Fragrances, of course, mainly known for doing inspired expressions, otherwise known as clones, mainly of niche expensive fragrances. I've reviewed a lot of them. They do send them all to me for free, so please bear that in mind, but I wouldn't feature them on the channel if I didn't really think they were worth sharing with my viewers. And a lot of people in the comments say, I've bought this one, I've bought that one from the various clone companies that I do feature, and say I really love it. So, you know, it wouldn't be right if I didn't feature them, just because there is a small minority of people who are very hostile to the companies who do this kind of thing. But I will continue to feature everything and anything on my channel, from clones to designer releases, high-end niche stuff, vintage stuff, anything you like. If it smells good, the Smelly Army needs to know about it. So let's get stuck in to the first one that I want to mention, and this is their original creation. They've got a few of these, and this is the new one that they've sent me. It's called Flagship. So it's got to be good, because I guess they're saying it's with their flagship fragrance. You get a metal plaque on the bottle there. This is a nice design, a bit more flashy than their normal labels, and perhaps for that reason it's priced at $70 for 30 ml. So it's not a particularly cheap fragrance. It's a fantastic citrus aromatic fragrance, and I am absolutely loving this one. It's so me. It's ridiculous. In fact, as you may know, I'm creating my own fragrance, the Mr. Smelly fragrance. More news on that soon. It's coming along well. If someone had come back to me and said, this is, you know, a perfumer said, this is the prototype, what do you think of that for your fragrance that's going to be under your name, the Mr. Smelly brand? Well, I don't think we'll call it the Mr. Smelly brand, but if they did, I would be pretty happy with this. So, you know, that's how good I think this one is. Notes on this one: we've got neroli, bergamot, mandarin, grapefruit, amalfi lime, orange blossom, mint, vetiver, white musk, cedar, and ambergris. I've worn these all quite a bit, but I've got this one on a card, I hope, somewhere, just to discuss the smell for the video. I think with this one, what they've gone for is a bit of a classic citrus aromatic kind of style. I know that Masham Raza, the main man over at Dua, does like his classic sense. He actually, like me, is a huge fan of Creed's Bois de Portugal, which is a bit of a different smell, but he likes the classics a lot. And this feels to me like it takes a little bit of inspiration, maybe from things like Dior's Eau Sauvage, Armani's Eau Pour Homme, old classic citrus aromatic fragrances, because it's got a beautiful citrus melange, as Max 40 would would say, that I've just listed some of the notes there. Loads of different citruses in there, but I also pick up, certainly on the vetiver and the woodsy notes in the base. The cedar is definitely making its presence felt. Very nice kind of crisp cedar wood note that reminds me a little bit of maybe some Aqua de Parma fragrances. But I also pick up on a sort of herbaceous greenness in there, which isn't actually listed in any of the notes, but that reminds me a little bit of some of my favourite classics from the 50s, 60s, 70s and 80s. So perhaps doesn't smell as old school as some of those, but a beautiful crisp citrus opening, a really nice, hard to define mixture because there's so many different citruses in there, a little bit of florals with the orange blossom, the mint in there doesn't leap out as obviously there, but perhaps that's why I'm getting some hint of green herbaceousness, and a beautiful crisp woody dry down. If you told me this is some kind of citrus aromatic from the 80s or 70s I'd not tried yet, and gave me it in a blind sniffing, I'd say, oh, that's really good. I want to find out more about that one. So absolutely loving that one so far. Longevity has been great for me, particularly on clothes and stuff. When you pick up the shirt the next day, it's definitely there. It's not in your face in projection, but it's very good. So short of beast mode, but very good for me in performance. And you can't knock this. This is an original creation, and I love that one. Flagship from Dua, nice work. Moving on then, this is a little bit different now. So we've got two fragrances that they've sent me, which are part of a new thing. It's called their Concept series, and this seems to be a new trend maybe that's happening with some of these so-called clone companies, is that they take two niche fragrances that people like to blend, and they release their own version of those two together. And I think that's really interesting. Of course, yeah, it's not totally original, but you can't really say it's an out-and-out clone of anything, can you? Because you can't buy these combinations any other way, as far as I know. So the first one that I want to mention is called Poseidon in the Caribbean, which is a great name, and I like the label there with the god. I think that's the god Poseidon, isn't it? So of course this is a mixture of, I better get this right, Poseidon's Elixir by Dua, which is their version of Creed's Aventus, and I think it's called Caribbean Waters, which is their take on Creed's Virgin Island Water. So if you put them together, you've got their take on what would be a mix of Creed's Aventus with Virgin Island Water. Interesting. Okay, a lot of people apparently do this layering thing. I'll read you the notes according to Dua's website then. So it's great note listing when you hear it. Coconut, pineapple, blackcurrant, Jamaican lime, hibiscus, jasmine, birch tar, rose, ylang ylang, tonkan musk, ambergris and vanilla. This could be my favourite in the video today, actually. I've always really liked Creed's Virgin Island Water. I've never tried to actually layer it with Aventus. This is so fresh, so juicy. It captures everything that you love about Virgin Island Water, the coconut and lime combination, just beautiful. And then of course, why not mix pineapple from Aventus in there, because there's another tropical kind of fruity note, Virgin Island Water, tropical kind of theme, so I get why that would be a great combination. I don't get so much of the birch tar smokiness from the Aventus fragrance, but I guess if you're going for a layering with Virgin Island Water, you're going in the direction more of the freshness, more of the summer holiday style scent, and it really is absolutely beautiful. If you love Virgin Island Water, and if you're fond of fruitier batches of Aventus, if you like that pineapple and bergamot opening, you really can't go wrong with this. Again, the performance on it for a freshie has been really good. It lasts ages. Again, I wouldn't call it quite beast mode, but it's a very good performer, and I just absolutely love that combination, and I love the idea of it, because of course not many people own a bottle of Virgin Island Water and Aventus. That's going to cost you quite a lot of money. So this one, I should mention the price on this one a little bit lower, $65 for your 30ml. That translates to about £53, by the way. The price for the other one, the $70, translates to about £57 if you're in the UK. Superb stuff. Love the concept of these mixtures. These they're calling it the Concept series, and for me, I'm going to what's left of our summer, and I pray that I'm going to get a summer holiday. Poseidon in the Caribbean is perfect. I like the fact that the company give you 30ml. It makes it more affordable. Big collectors like me with a lot of fragrances, we don't always need 100ml bottles, and they are great for travel too. So that one would be the ultimate summer holiday scent. If you like the freshness of Aventus and you want to get a bit of that into your Virgin Island Water feel, that is superb. Okay, the other one, unfortunately, I looked on the site, it has sold out, so perhaps I'll be a bit more brief, but I'm sure it will be coming back soon, and this is Casino Elixir. So Casino Elixir takes a mixture of their fragrance Casino Royale, which I had somewhere around here, but I can't find it at the moment, Casino Royale is Dua's version of Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Baccarat Rouge 540, and the Elixir, of course, from Poseidon's Elixir Aventus. So if you mixed Baccarat Rouge 540 with Aventus, they're saying this is how it might smell. And it's unfortunate that it's sold out at the moment, but I'm sure they'll be bringing it back in soon. I really have grown to love Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Baccarat Rouge 540. I do also really love the Dua version, which is called Casino Royale. That's kind of why I haven't bothered to buy a bottle of the real deal, because I'm lucky enough to have the Dua one. And when you combine it with Aventus, this one has more of the sweetness. Of course, Baccarat Rouge 540 is kind of like a mint mixed with a candy floss kind of feel, with a lovely, sexy, musky, ambergris combination in the base. If you throw in a bit of the freshness of Aventus, again, the pineapple and bergamot comes through more than the birchwood, you get this absolutely lovely, super sexy, super crowd pleasing, a mass appealing kind of scent. And although it's mass appealing, it's pretty unique, because not many people will smell quite like this, and I really find that absolutely beautiful. I think it works. At first you get much more of the Baccarat Rouge 540 kind of sweetness, the candy floss mint vibe, but after a while that musky kind of undertone of the Aventus DNA comes through. Maybe the jasmine, I think, is in Aventus. That kind of, there's a floral element in Aventus which kind of comes through and cuts really nicely through the sweetness of Baccarat Rouge 540 and just lifts it up to be a little bit more of a summertime freshy type fragrance. And again, I love the idea of what they've done there. So very, very excited, and performance again on that one. Good longevity, good projection. Not again beast mode, but very good performance. So I think very excited, and I hope they'll bring that one back in stock really soon. Loving all of these fragrances. A comparison, by the way, one other thing that Flagship reminded me of a little bit in passing was Matrix, which is Dua's version of Neo, which I absolutely love, Xerjoff Neo, and it's the fact that I'm lucky enough to have Matrix is kind of why I haven't yet bought a full bottle of Xerjoff's Neo, but when I put them side to side, they're not exactly the same, but there's a little bit of that vibe. So a classic citrus, bit of modern niche magical citrus fragrances feel in there with Flagship. Trying to describe it as best as I can for you. One other, just in passing, I did get also recently from Dua, High Seas. This is the only real out-and-out clone then that I'm talking about, almost. And this is their version of Creed's Erolfa. That is brilliant. Great performance, smells almost identical to my sample of Erolfa. And again, as I mentioned in the last video, Erolfa's on my wish list to buy. Having this is kind of why I don't need to buy it, maybe, just yet. So check that one out if you'd like a strong, long-lasting version of Creed's Erolfa. Thanks ever so much to the company for sending me these. Let me know what you thought about the video in the comments below. And as ever, whatever you're doing in life, let's project. Bye-bye.